ahead and hit record. I actually have the pleasure and honor of being able to introduce our speaker tonight. My name is Kristen Wyatt. I've been with this company for about 2 years now, and a big reason why my husband and I have been able to really find leverage and a simple system with this company and turning it into our main project, our full-time job, has been because one of our incredible friends and mentors, Mr. Brandon Stevens. He is somebody who over a long period of time has been in this industry, learning the ins and outs of it, earning over $10 million for him and his family. And I don't say that to brag on him. It's just legitimate what I've seen him be able to do from a business perspective, coming from traditional business and then now in this industry. And he honestly has the bragging rights because he's taught us a huge part of what we know, not just in business and not just about these products, but also how to really follow the core foundational culture pieces of this company, which is faith first, family next, everything else after. So I've really seen him model that by prioritizing his gorgeous wife, who's actually my favorite member of their family. No offense, Brandon. No, just kidding. But prioritizing his gorgeous wife, Judy, their kiddos, being a dad first, but also just working harder than anyone else I've ever met in this industry, showing up, leading from the front, and he has thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people in his organization, in this company. And it doesn't matter who you are, he will always take a moment to talk to you, help you, mentor you. So again, so excited. Grab a pad of paper. When he speaks and goes quick, you want to have a pen real fast to jot down things. Whether this ends up being for you or not, you're going to learn a ton. So without further ado, Brandon Stevens, thank you so much, sir. Go right ahead.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the amazing introduction, Miss Watt. You're just crushing the game down in Houston, Texas, and it's just an honor and privilege to be partnered up with you two as well, and this journey that we're creating for our legacy, for our family. So, good evening, everyone, or good morning. I saw some people say from Australia that's actually on this call, and I see some people from the UK, Europe, all over the place, man. So, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So awesome, guys. Well, I'm excited to be on the call today, and I would love to tell you a little bit about myself before I dive into the information, if that's okay. Growing up in a small country town in East Texas on a farm, population of 3,000 people, very humble beginnings, blue-collar family, working for others was the way of life. And if you want to make more money, we just work more hours. It's the way we were taught. And my dad used to tell me all the time, if you work really hard in life, you'll be able to achieve anything in life. And I truly believed that until I started getting a little bit more older and a little bit more wiser and started realizing it's not really how hard you work, it's how smart you work. It's really not what you know, it's who you know. And it's the vehicle that you put yourself in to be successful. So I did what every young boy thought he was supposed to do, go to college and get an education. And that's exactly what I did. And I double majored business management, kinesiology, not knowing that I was going to have to pay that $97,000 back in student loans. Afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, I guess I was just ignorant to believe that the government just kept giving me money and I didn't have to pay it back. I guess I don't know what was going on. I was just cashing the refund checks that was left over from the school that I didn't use. And when I received that bill, I was just like, this is crazy. I got really lucky in 2009. I got picked up with the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL as an undrafted free agent. Dreams came true. Dreams got shattered. I got picked up with Green Bay, got picked up with New York Giants. And I realized right then and there, I was good enough to make an appearance, but I wasn't good enough to stay. And I kind of got adapted to that lifestyle, and I really didn't know what I was going to do, but I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I came back to Dallas, Texas, and I sought out entrepreneurship. But the issue was I didn't have any money. And so I had a friend approach me about two different industries. There was roofing and it was home security for home automation. And I needed money now. I didn't have any money, so I went the home security route. I ended up working under a sub-dealer's license, and I ended up getting my license, and I had a little over 30 employees, and I was working like 90 hours a week. And it was crazy. Made really good money. I think my first year I made a little over $500,000. Got back with my high school sweetheart. And man, I got thrown a curveball. Mentally, physically, spiritually, was not being a husband. I wasn't being a father. And she was going through some things that I really didn't understand as a man. Postpartum depression, anxiety is real. Some things that happen after you have a baby. And unfortunately, she had to go into a mental hospital. And I was raising my daughter by myself and pawning her off on my kids. And things got better, and we had an oopsie. We had my son. And then right after my son was born, she left us. I became a single dad, full custody of my oldest two kids. I was working 90 hours a week, taking them to my business, hitting the doors, sales. I mean, it was just crazy. And I started thinking to myself, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And for things to change, I needed to change. And for me to have something I've never had before, I got to do something I've never done before. And I was to a point in my life that money comes and goes. Something you'll never get back is what is time. So I didn't care to make a lot of money. I just wanted to spend more time with my family because you can't put a price tag on that. And I was missing out on so much. And I had a friend approach me about an e-commerce business. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was very analytical. I was very negative. And he said something that really kind of put me in my place. He said, Brandon, the most uneducated thing you can do is say no to something you don't even know what it is. And your mind is like a parachute. It only works if it's open. And the most expensive thing you own is a closed mind, and closed mind means closed pockets. You'll be a slave to your business or your job for the rest of your life. And I said, you know what? What the heck? I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a try. And I just say, if I take that leap of faith and it works out, great. And if it doesn't, I'm still the same person. And I'll work it outside of what I'm currently doing. I'll kind of just fit it in when it's convenient for me and get in where I fit in. And I did. And I fell in love with the industry. I did really well. I ended up doing over 280 million in sales with that company. Had a lot of success. But there was an issue. It was very like egotistic driven. It was about world domination. It was about thinking we're better than everybody else. The flashy cars, the flashy houses. I'm not going to lie. I did buy some of that stuff, and it was kind of hard not to, coming from, I guess, a very middle class, lower class little family. I wanted nice things. I had the Lamborghini posters on my wall growing up and stuff. And I wanted to say I had one of them. And so I didn't know I was going to buy a lot of them, but we bought quite a few of them. And during this process, I met my beautiful wife, and she's been such a blessing. You heard Miss Kristen Watt talking about her. We've been together for 6 years now. We've been married for 2. It's been an amazing journey. And then I received a phone call from a good friend. We ended up being really smart with our money. We have 9 other companies now, me and my wife do. We have a tire shop in Weatherford, Texas. We have a health clinic in Arlen, Texas. We have a gas and oil company in Oklahoma. We have a farm in Oklahoma too as well. We have real estate properties. We're looking to open up another fishing guide service. We actually have a hot shot company. We have a video production company. We have multiple streams of income coming in. So we realize it's cool to have a job, but it's not cool to only have a job, in my personal opinion. You have to have multiple strings of income coming in at all times, because with COVID and everything happening right now, you never know what's going to happen. And so we want to be prepared no matter what, and have multiple strings to be able to do what we want, whenever we want, however we want. And to be able to travel the world. We were going to go to Cancun, Mexico, and then we were going to reschedule and come back next week. To be able to do some with some of our ambassadors doing right now. We have one of our platinums actually in Mexico, and she's been over there for 3 weeks, and she's thinking about staying another week. It's like crazy seeing some there, and she's based out of Austin, Texas. It's nuts to see some of the lifestyle that people are living inside of this company. So what I want to do, when I received that phone call from Mr. Jake Spencer, and we've really been beta testing and rolling things out and kind of going with the flow to see what works and what doesn't work, I think we really finally dialed it in. We really kind of figured things out the past 2 years and figured out what worked and what doesn't work. And the last 2 years, I've been able to make a little over $1.5 million trying to figure this out. And now I'm so excited because the growth we're having is just outrageous. The guys that are coming in that are exploding, the new upcoming leaders that are coming in and exploding, we're having growth like we never had before. And it's exciting times. So what I want to do is I want to share with you exactly the concept of what we're creating inside of Q Sciences, and you're about to be blown away about what we've been able to do. So let me screen share real quick so you have a better understanding. And then you can be able to see it the exact same way I did when I actually sat down with Mr. Jake Spencer, actually in Utah, in Provo, and he explained this exact same thing to me. So I was in the market to looking for a new company to partner with, because I was to a point where I wanted to serve my community. I wanted to be part of something bigger than myself. I truly believe serving to many leads to greatness. The more you give, the more you got. I have 113 employees with my traditional business. And I feel like I just pay them just enough or they won't leave me. And here I can really pour my heart, my soul, my mentorship into people. This company, when I was looking, I wanted a company that had been in business more than 5 years, but less than 10. And the reason why, because most businesses go out of business in the first 5 years of business. But also I wanted to have a company that nobody's ever heard of. And if you're a guest on this call right now, you probably never heard of the company called Q Sciences. And that stood out to me because we're such a small company, and it's always better to get started at the beginning of something than it is at the end of something. But also I wanted to make sure they were open-minded with cutting edge technology. And the reason why is because I know high touch is important, but high tech is very important right now, especially with everything that's going on in the world. I wanted to make sure that I can run this business from the palm of my hand anywhere in the world, from the tip of my fingers, because everything's going from brick and mortar to click and order right now. I know I see some ladies on this call too as well. Tell me I'm wrong. I bet y'all have an Amazon Prime account. I guarantee you. I have an Amazon Prime account because my wife set it up, of course, but I didn't even know it because everything's done online nowadays. Like, I don't know how we get our groceries sent to our house. We get clothes sent to our house. We have shoes that are sent to our house. And if she doesn't like the clothes, she just sends them back. It's crazy how convenient things are nowadays where we do everything online. Like if we want to search for something or if we want to do something, we go online and look things up. Everything is done online nowadays. You can see reviews from companies, all kinds of stuff. See, I wanted to make sure I found the right company that can really help mold and shape and develop and grow into the culture we want it to be, instead of joining a company that was such a large company that already had a culture in place. Because it's one thing to join a billion-dollar company. It's another thing to be the reason why it becomes a billion-dollar company. See, we've had over 700% growth in the past 2 years inside of Q Sciences. That is mind-blowing. That type of growth in that short period of time is almost unheard of in business in general. See, we're around the world right now growing and expanding our portfolio in multiple countries like New Zealand, Australia, Poland, Portugal, Austria, United States, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Japan, Germany, Denmark, France, Greece, Spain, Norway, Canada, Sweden, and we just launched the UK. And we're fixing to launch more in depth into South America. That is a gold mine itself right there. We're super excited about. So just the growth we're having all around the world is just crazy. And I'm super excited to hear on one of our CEO calls actually tomorrow about the growth we had from this previous month that's about to happen going into next month. See, this individual right here, I didn't even know he was a 2-time Super Bowl champion winning quarterback. I didn't even know that he was a successful real estate entrepreneur. I didn't know he was that brilliant because he's the type of person that speaks less. He's the type of person that absorbs everything. He's not the type of person that brags about his estate, his cars, or helicopters. I don't even know if he has all that or not. But most owners in this industry do brag about that. Or they bash other companies or other things, or why they're better than them, or they have better products or better comp plan. This individual had nothing but nice things to say about everyone. And that told me a lot about him, because when you partner with good people, good things tend to happen. And it's so crazy because I had to find out from Mr. Spencer that he was a 2-time Super Bowl champion winning quarterback. He was so humble, he wouldn't even tell me that. It's crazy to be in partner with people like that, because every time I've done business with somebody that's all about their self, it's never worked out. But every time I partner with somebody that's in it for other people, it always works out because they're not in it for themselves. And that's what really stood out to me about this individual. And he doesn't care who you are. He will speak to you. He sits on the front row and takes notes. He listens, he observes. And the crazy thing about it is his staff does the same thing. It's a spitting image of itself, because your team will do what you do, not what you say. So the culture he's creating inside of the company is mind-blowing. Mr. Jake Spencer, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for over 10 years from our previous experience in entrepreneurship and everything else. I remember battling with him, like, with getting on the charts and things like that. And it's really cool to see the growth that he has and some of the things that he's been able to help me become a better man, mentally, physically, spiritually. It's crazy because he taught me something that I didn't have in my everyday life. He didn't teach me about finances. He didn't teach me how to build a bigger team. He taught me something I feel like nobody else could ever tell me: how to date my wife again. To have something valuable that no other company could do. Telling me to turn my cell phone off on Sunday, to have a date night on Saturday night. to be able to have that balance, because if things are not solid in your household, nothing outside of it matters. And when he started teaching me some of these techniques to make me a stronger person, my business started to explode, not inside of just Q Science, but in my traditional business too as well. It's crazy how much my portfolio has grown because some of the things I started implementing with my employees. And I was just like, wow, this guy's a genius. This guy got it down to a T. He's built teams globally throughout the world. He's a dynamic leader. He just got upgraded to president of the Cub, no longer senior vice president of global sales, but president of the company. So like he's owner now. That's just crazy. I'm so thankful to be partnered with people like that and to be able to run. But also when evaluating, I want to make sure that we have good products. I want to make sure we're not making shortcuts. See, I want to make sure we're on the leading edge of technology. And Dr. Stephen Kimberly has done that for us. Being a chief science officer with the board certificate specialist in internal medicine, he also holds a degree in naturopathic medicine and has been practiced integrated medicine for over 40 plus years. And his motive is science doesn't stand still. It keeps moving. He keeps putting us ahead of the curve. I love that about what he's teaching us and implementing into our portfolio every single day. See, when I looked at this product, I wanted a diverse portfolio. I wanted a product line that was really catering to the masses. And I'm thinking in my head, what's trending right now? What's growing around us as we speak? I started seeing CBD stores popping up. I have a lot of football friends that would smoke marijuana because of tendons, ligaments, and muscle, bodybuilders and everything else. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do that because I don't want my parents to think differently of me. And I definitely don't want to fail a drug test or have a drug deal go bad or fry my brain cells or be lazy or have munchies. I don't definitely need to gain more weight. So I started like, how can I get the same results without having to do that? Well, I saw the full spectrum hemp in this portfolio. I was like, oh my, this is a gold mine. This is something that's trending. This is something that people are open to try because they want natural medicine. They're tired. They're tired of going these prescription drugs for pains. They're tired of all these other things they're having to implement in their life that has crazy side effects. I saw the flavorings, mocha, cinnamon, berry. I saw the non-flavor for pets too as well. The creams that helps me with my recovery, the roll-ons. I got super excited because people are open to it. But I want to ask you a serious question. And you don't have to comment in the thread or anything like this. And I do this on every call that I do. And it's really crazy. And the thing is, how many of y'all actually ate greens today? How many of y'all actually maybe ate some vegetables or actually ate some fruit today? How many of y'all actually ate genetically modified food like hamburgers or fast food? So where I'm going with this is, do you think you got the proper nutrition today? I bet majority of y'all on this call did not. And I'm just saying, the reason why is because we're always on that fast-paced life. We're always go, 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 go. It happens all the stinking time. And so when I saw this nutrition line, it really stood out to me the most because we have so much processed food now, genetically modified food. I even saw an article the other day, you have to eat like 8 apples comparison of 1 apple from 50 years ago. Like we don't even have nutrition in our soul anymore. It's the place. We have ingredients in our food content that's banned in other countries and from the States. So right then and there, I know we have multiple people from multiple countries here. Thank goodness you're not in the States because you'll be eating way worse than what you're probably eating right now. But the thing is, I knew this was key, and this was something that's going to be trending for the rest of my life. Because as our population grows here on Earth, farmers are having a more difficult time trying to provide quality food sources. So I knew this was going to be key. So when I saw the Q Max, 36 different vitamins, minerals, amino acids, helps with PTSD, bipolar disorder, ADHD, mental focus, clarity, mood, 22 different published studies, I was like, holy moly, this is what I've been needing. My wife can tell a difference when I don't take it. She's like, go take your Q Max. You're being grumpy. You're not focused. You're being unorganized. You're not making any sense. Go take your Q Max. Combated with our Q Align that helps with inflammation and blood flow, with our probiotic that helps with the gut that's patented, two layers on it. Our Women's Vitalize that helps with hormones, cramps, menopause, things that women go through. And men, oh man, let's get excited real quick on this Men's Vitalize. It helps with your testosterone levels. Man, if you're lacking in the bedroom, this is the product. This is something that can help you. My wife loves this product. I'm telling you. I told her we will not have no more babies, but she loves that product. I'm telling you, because at the age of 28, our testosterone levels start to drop. We got to keep up, man. We're not young anymore. We're trying to get that energy back. This was so huge. Our sprays, one of the most effective ways to get something in your bloodstream is what? Injection, straight into the vein. The second fastest way is sublingual sprays, orally, topically, then pill form. I love these because they're $17 for a month supply, very affordable. Most people that need nutrition can't afford nutrition. I love the vitamin D for D3 deficiencies, helps with skin, hairs, and nails. B12 for energy. Q Boost helps with your appetite. Q Relief for migraine headaches. Q Sleep with melatonin, puts you in that deep REM sleep if you're having a tough time at sleeping at night. Or if you just got some bad kids, give them a couple of sleep sprays and they'll pass out on you, I promise you. Hopefully you don't have bad kids, but if you do, you should try it. It works. QC Plus helps build your immune system. Great product line. And then one of my favorites, the Q Sport. We have a Dragonberry that just came out not too long ago. Amazing. Our Grape Key line, amazing. It's literally non-GMO. It's literally soy-free. It's vegan. It's one of the most healthiest energy products I've ever seen. Because I used to be real big on Monsters and Bangs and Red Bulls. And now I don't get the crash. I don't get the jitters. I have a clean energy source, and it doesn't say cycle off after 6 weeks, like some of this pre-workout stuff out there you take. If a warning says cycle off after 6 weeks, that's a red sign you probably should not be taking it, in my personal opinion. And so that's what I loved about this, because I don't get the jitters or the shakes or the crash. It's a really great product line. And then we have really cool programs for our weight loss. Like for instance, like we have cash giveaways, workout plans, meal prepping, a lot of cool things that interact with corporate where they do things and they give winners away. Really neat with our meal replacements and our trim packages too as well. Really cool products. But let's talk about the growth real quick, because I don't know about y'all. I was watching the stock market today. I kind of mess around with it early in the morning, day trading a little bit. When I saw what Apple, Amazon, Tesla did these past 3 months, you could almost quadruple your portfolio. It's all about timing in business, being at the right time, in the right place. Did I dump money into them? No, I didn't. Should have? Yes, absolutely. I should have. My wife's kicking me for that. But the thing is, that's the same thing that's happening here inside of Q Science. The timing couldn't be any better. Why? Is because we've had over 400% growth over in Europe. We've had, like, literally, Rolling Stones was talking about it's going to hit 20 billion by 2024. Inc. Magazine just wrote out an article. This is the #1 industry to be paying attention to. I was just like, I don't need the whole pie. I don't even need a piece. I can lick the crumbs off the ground and still be a big player in this industry and make some good money. And I was just like, I got to be a part of this. How can I be a part of this? How can I participate in this? And that's what's made it so much easier, because people are open to it. But as you know, social selling is how business is being done. I wanted to make sure we had an app that had all the tools we need to start where we're at, where we have cool interactive stuff like our V-Share, where you can make cool little videos, and somebody might have done it for you today to be on this Zoom right here. Like, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe who's going to be talking tonight. Mr. Stevens from Dallas, Texas, made over 10 million in the last 7 years in this industry. And literally you can click on my forehead and get the link to jump on at 7 p.m. How cool is that? And they click their forehead and get the link to the Zoom. How cool is that? Or if you have questions afterwards, oh, I want to know about this product, or they can actually make another cool video and click on my finger and you can get the PDF file, or whatever it is, interactive stuff, and have links pop up everywhere. It's really cool. Some of the tools and podcasts, trainings and videos and modules that we have inside of our mobile app, where we have an onboarding system that literally takes you from step 1 to step 2 and launch process to be successful here inside of Q Sciences. I love that. Because people don't say no to an opportunity. They say no to what it titles they have to do after they sign up. So when they're visualizing something, they're thinking logically ahead, this is the exact same thing they have to do. So simplicity is key in the business. See, what I love the most is because in traditional business, it costs a lot of money. My tire shop costs $244,000. My farm in Oklahoma, I got a little over 1.3 million into it. My gas and oil mineralized company, where I'm a shareholder, I have over $420,000. My videographer production company cost me over $20,000 to get up and going. Literally, our real estate portfolio, very expensive. My wife's health and clinic, over 100. I mean, it costs money to make money. What I loved about this, our prescription for the year is only $39. And what's really cool about this is the fact is Costco's prescription for the year is 60 something dollars. So it's half of Costco. And Q Sciences deals with all the overhead, inventory, payroll issues, headaches, logistics, where on my end, I have office space, I have electricity, water, payroll. I got 2 attorneys that I have to have on staff 24/7. I'm actually sending out legal information. Like earlier today, I was having to deal with from some of my properties that they haven't paid the taxes on it, that I'm doing finance on, being the bank. Like, it's an ongoing thing to actually have a retainer on 2 attorneys full time. But I have to do that. See, I love this because Q Science deals with all that headaches for me. So I'm a business owner without the business headaches. That's what I loved about this, because I've never seen something with low cost with big return, instead of big cost with little return. It might take 3 to 4 or 5 years before you make your return on investment. Where here you can make your return on investment your first month. So after you pay the $39, you pick whatever product that fits you best. People are asking, well, how much is that going to cost? Ranging from anywhere from $127 on the low end, anyway up to $1,000, depending on you. Well, if it's not going to hurt you financially, the more tools, the better, in my personal opinion. I love sampling. I love trying. But if you're in a tight situation, you're still not going to miss the boat. You can actually do the smaller package too as well. It's totally up to you. But what that $39 gives you is a personal website that's coded to you. So if you ship it, send it to somebody, they order one time or multiple times, you get the credit for it and you get paid for it. You get a Q Connect Pro free app for 30 days. And then after that, it's $14 a month if you want to continue to keep using it. Support materials, emerging markets, digital welcome kits, and tax benefits. A lot of my colleagues join this business on the e-commerce platform just for the tax write-offs. And where I'm going with that is, if you work out or if you take any type of supplements similar to what I just showed you, you probably can't write that off on your taxes. You go to GNC, Vitamin World, or Walgreens or Walmart to buy some type of supplementation, you're just throwing away money. Like, I don't even give my real uncle money. Why would I want to give Uncle Sam more money? Here, you can actually write that off as a business expense. Cell phone, internet, TV, miles you put on your vehicle. That's all a write-off. And you get a free coaching with a financial freedom movement coach that helps you put your stuff together, that helps put plans together for you. One of my biggest things was living off the 33% rule. 33% of my money I live off, 33% goes to taxes, and 33% goes into investments. There's so many things that things and strategies you can learn, not just inside of Q, but outside of Q too as well. And I've already had traditional business owners come to me like, wow, because of some of your strategies, some of your training techniques, I've been able to scale my traditional business too as well. That's huge. That makes me feel so good that we're not just bringing value inside the company, we're bringing value outside of it too as well. And it's crazy. But this is what blew me away. And then I want you to hear from a few individuals real quick after this. This is where I got excited. Why? Because it's one of the first companies to have set pay across the board. No pool, none of that. One of the first companies that have set pay across the board. We get paid 15 to 35% off any of the customers we acquire. Okay. If you go out and get 3 customers with 100 PV or more, you actually get your products for free, 100 PV worth of free products. Okay. We have customer programs too and incentives also. And if you can get over 2,000 in volume sales, you're going to get additional $50 to the FFM. What the FFM is, where actually you fill out a form and that money goes to a credit card, your mortgage, or whatever you want it to go to. It's a really cool deal we have in place. The second way we get paid is our monthly team commission. This is the e-commerce platform that we set up. So say, for instance, I set up Miss Kristen Watt, and she comes in the business and starts generating sales. Well, as them sales accumulated, of course, she makes more money on her customers. Of course, because they're her customers, but I make a small percentage. This is what got me excited, because of the fact that my mentor always told me, Brandon, I'd rather get paid 1% off 100 people's efforts, not 100% of my own efforts. It's called leverage. It's the wealth principle, because if you have a job or a business that entitles you being there, you're in trouble, because once something happens to you, what happens to your income? It's gone. So now I'm getting paid for something I did 6 months ago, something I did 12 months ago, something I did 2 years ago. That's the amazing thing about this concept, because I've never seen something more lucrative than this. A lot of my friends that make the type of money I make do not have a life like I do. And they're starting to realize that and starting to get on board now. Now, this ain't a get rich fast scheme. It's a get rich slow scheme. It's better than never getting rich at all, in my personal opinion. We're going to work anyways. We might as well work smart, not hard. And I saw this concept, and we have some people coming in here and blowing it up. You're going to hear from an individual that actually hit platinum in record time in a country we literally just opened up. You're gonna hear from multiple testimonies just here in a second of some of their stories and how mind-blowing it is because of the success that they're having. I've been in this company for 2.5 years, and I'm a diamond rank in the company, making $65,000 residually. Collected $75,000 in bonuses, $50,000 in bonus, $30,000. And every time you tier up, you get a one-time bonus. And I get to work this whenever I want. Not the business really owning me. I get to do this when I want. And then fourth way we get paid is you fill out a form, and that money goes directly to your mortgage, your credit card, whatever you want it to go to. That's what's really cool about this. But I want you to hear a story from an individual named Mike Truex. This individual, him and his wife are crushing the game right now. But what's really cool is he understands traditional business. He understands the logistics of shipping and everything else. He's on the VP of sales, so he's on our board. So he makes decisions on promotions, rollouts, branding. Like, he makes some very important decisions from the direction this company is going, along with his wife. And so they're Emerald ambassadors inside of Q, and really close to actually hitting diamond. I mean, they're just knocking. It can happen any day of happening. But this position pays $45,000 a month. And it's crazy. So Mr. Truex, are you there, sir?
I am, Brandon.
I'd like to pass it over to you, sir.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So I was asked to talk about the FFM, which is the Financial Freedom Movement. And so my wife, Tara, who you see here, my beautiful wife, found Q Sciences actually searching for products to help our son with his health issues. So that was about 1.5 years ago. And prior to finding Q Sciences, we had actually amassed over $100,000 in credit card debt. That's $100,000 in credit card debt. And this was not from living some lavish lifestyle. This was from medical treatments to try and help him. A lot of those medical treatments, not only were they extremely expensive, but hardly ever covered by medical insurance. And so in finding Q Sciences and products that helped him, we also found the FFM, which is the Financial Freedom Movement. And I'm excited to say that one of the things I love about Q Sciences is a holistic approach to health, not only through amazing products for physical health, but also through things like the FFM for financial health, which we don't talk about enough. So I'm excited to say that after about 1 year with Q Sciences, we were completely debt-free with our credit card. And not only that, but with the help of the Financial Freedom Movement team and their guidance, we're also able to improve our credit score from the low 600s to over 800. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to you, Tim.
Thanks, Mike. My name's Timothy Friedel, tech entrepreneur. My wife, Jennifer King, and I have been involved in launching various technology businesses over the last 30 years. And let me tell you, it costs a whole lot more than $250 to launch a business from scratch. And so that was one of the things that really appealed to me about Q Sciences, that for basically $250, you can get started in the business, have product on hand to sample, and get after this business. And another thing that was really super appealing to me was that this was a ground floor opportunity. This company is not known. You go out and talk to people that you know. Have you heard of Q Sciences? No, I haven't heard of it. But the company's done all the heavy lifting already so that you can get into this business. The company is literally in 18 different countries across the world. Mexico is going to be the 19th. I'll talk about that in a second. But it's an opportunity to get involved in a company that's not completely ground floor, but really ramping and scaling quickly. So this is an opportunity to make money very quickly. And finally, the other thing that was super appealing to me was that the upside financially is unlimited. I mean, we invested $250. We made $300 back in the first week. We were already profitable. That's just crazy. We were used to investing. In some cases, we went out and we raised $30 million from outside investors, and it took a long time to get profitable with that kind of money. So this is a huge opportunity. And speaking of unlimited upside, let's talk about Mexico. We're in pre-launch phase in Mexico. We're starting to get some incredible traction there. And when countries open, that's when fortunes are really made in this business. So get with the person that invited you to this Zoom tonight and talk with them about how to get connected in Mexico. So think about who you know in Mexico, or who you know who might know someone in Mexico. So with that said, that's it for me. Dwayne, on to you.
Hey, thanks, man. So I've been tasked with going over testimony of some of these products and what they've done for me. I'm Dwayne Wyatt. I'm the husband of the beautiful Kristen Wyatt, who introed our speaker. Thank you, Brandon, again for doing this. And so, yeah, for me, the products have been just life-changing, genuinely. When we were thinking about coming over to this company from a previous company, we had some samples, and at the time I was going through a lot of life change, a lot of anxious type feelings going on. And so I was in one of those episodes. I couldn't breathe. It was like a really intense moment. And she's like, oh, we've got this sample of something, try this. And she literally comes over, puts the hemp, it's just a milliliter of the hemp in my mouth, and literally, I can't even tell you, just this calmness, the brain fog, the symptoms that I was experiencing just kind of dissolved away, and I could just breathe. And it was eye-opening, because in those moments it's kind of an intense feeling, and then to have something just kind of soothe that away, it was genuinely shocking and amazing. And I've done it every single day since, and none of those episodes have happened since, so knock on fake wood, it won't happen again. But it was yeah, the products have completely changed my life, and obviously our entire financial life, as everyone's talking about now. So I'm going to pass it over to my man, Steve, and he's going to talk about something else.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks so much. And thanks for asking me to speak on here, Kristen. That was really kind and unexpected. Yeah, so myself and my wife, Joanne, are Platinum Ambassadors over here in the UK. We only launched it in June, but we're really taking off now, although we have got a lot of team members over there in America too. But what we loved about the whole Q experience was basically right from the start was the transparency, was the support. When Miss Kristen Adams met us, we were just like, this lady's awesome. And what she told us about the company and the CEO and the products and everything, that was all wonderful. But for me, the biggest thing that makes this work, apart from the obvious culture and everything, is the fact that the system is just so duplicatable. In the last company, I was the top recruiter, the number one recruiter in the whole company. But the problem was I could never get past a certain level because I couldn't duplicate. We didn't have a system to plug into. And what the best thing about the Q system, even that laundry cycle, as soon as Kristen Adams taught us that, we plugged into it, it just made the skills that I had even better, to the point where, again, people were starting to duplicate it. We've got so many awesome leaders in the team now ranking up all around us. So anybody who's thinking about doing this and wondering whether or not you can, basically, we've got a system that anybody with a smartphone, which is pretty much everybody these days, can do it, because you just got to plug into it. Just take that intentionality and run with it, and you'll see what happens. But you're in the right place at the right time. And like Brandon was saying earlier, we just got started. So give it a go. Brandon, you there, buddy?
I am, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Porter, and keep doing the great job. You are crushing there over there in the UK and here in the States too as well. Love
Hang on, guys. I think we lost him for a second. Brandon, can you hear us? I think we lost you for a minute, bud. Well, this is my solo time that I will spontaneously take on, even though I'm not a man. I have a man in my lap. Give me one sec. Brandon hopefully will be able to jump back on here, and we lost him officially. Perfect, guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, because I know him. He will hop back on here. But I just wanted to introduce you guys to my 3-month-old. I'm super stoked to be on this men-only call talking about men's Vitalize. And I may or may not have told my husband that we could do something if he got on here and shared his story, which he did. So you're welcome, honey. I'm just kidding. I can talk about that, right? We're in a guy's call. No, I'm just kidding. He will hop back on here in just a second. I seriously appreciate you guys being patient. He's going to wrap us up. I know we were just finalizing everything as well anyways, but just in case he does not, I'm going to pull up my slides and finish this out. How about that? Can I take on the role of a man for a quick second, everybody, with your rallying? Oh, yes, Brandon's back. Woo! You guys were so close to hearing me give a presentation as a man. I almost took it home, Brandon. I almost was a man, but thank you, you're back.
Oh my God. My electricity just went off, so I had to connect to my hotspot. So it's just like, what the heck? It's so crazy. So, Daphne, can you hear me okay? Okay, perfect, guys. So what I was saying before I got cut off is you fall in one of 3 different categories, A, B, or C. C stands for, hey, Brendan, this sounds great and all, but it's really not for me. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all being on here today to check out this information. It really means a lot for the person that sent you this link to jump on and check it out and evaluate it. Or maybe, hey, this ain't really for me, but won't you support the person that got you on here. Try out their products. It's always good to support small businesses and people. I'd rather you go through family and friends than somebody you don't even know. And then we also have charitable donations too as well. The 510C, they're actually with our Q Cares. And this is very huge. It helps with kids in needs and things like that. So if you're looking for a business write-off, things like that, you're more than welcome to donate or support the friend in need. B stands for but. I have a bunch of questions. Get back with the person that got you on here. They can answer all the questions for you. Or maybe it's just but, I'm just broke right now. That's okay too as well. We'll figure it out. We'll get creative and we'll make things happen. Or A stands for action. A's realize the biggest risk in life is not taking a risk at all. It's about playing it safe. It's the most unsafe thing you possibly do the way our economy is right now. Don't put all eggs in one basket, guys. So let the person know what category you fall in. A, you're ready to rock and roll. B, you have a bunch of questions. You're analytical. You want to see some information. Or C, you want to be a customer or you want to donate. I hope each and every one of y'all have a great day. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of y'all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.